Whately.
Uh, Terrence, that was perfect. And I am now going to get attacked by all the other fellows who run the other calls. And they're going to be like, where did you get that, dude? I want that. So, congratulations, me. I am the first one who has an official Chief AI Officer call walk-on tune. Terrence, I am forever in your debt. I love that. Thank you. I think you shared that with me, but if you didn't, can you send me the file on that? And in LinkedIn, I think was where we did that. That was great. Thank you. Perfect.
It's a good intro for a podcast.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. It's a good it's a good call. Alrighty. So again, welcome to everybody who's joining us. We are probably, hopefully, streaming this out across multiple platforms. If you're watching us on those, welcome, welcome. If you are watching us on Zoom, welcome, welcome. If you have joined us and this is your first call with us as a result of being in the challenge, we would like to welcome everybody who did that. We have a quick question. Terrence, about how was that made? How did you do that?
Or
That was
what tool?
dot AI. I just posted the link in there. So
Great.
that was the platform that I created my band's music. So when Chris was like, "Hey, do you have some music to bring Lee in?" I was like, "Wait, I could probably make a song that's more, like news like, and it wasn't even a song. It was supposed to be more talking, but that was the best one that came up with, and I thought it was great. So there
Now,
it is.
that was awesome. Thank you so much for that. Very, very cool. So again, I was just mentioning, and I threw a link in the chat, that if you are here in free mode, which means you're not a member of our community yet, I encourage you to visit chiefaiofficer.com/learn-more. And this is our AI Insider program. You're going to see a little bit more of our insider community as I go through my call here, but you get access to the VIP calls. We have 5 calls during the course of the week. You get access to all those calls. You get access to the challenge. So if you are here and you participated in the challenge and want to watch a replay, sign up for AI Insider. If you are here and you didn't watch the challenge, but you want to catch the 3-day challenge, sign up for the AI Insider. All of our call recordings are in there. You get Prompt Vault, you get Smart Cuts. It's well worth over $500 a month. We're giving a 14-day free trial, and then it's going to be $97 a month after that. So tons of value. And again, welcome to everybody who's joining us from near and far. So check that out. Again, welcome to all the streamers that are on us. Welcome to everyone who's joining us for the first time. This is the AI kind of answer anything call. So the agenda for this call is we're going to talk a little bit about what happened inside our Chief AI Officer community this week. We're going to talk a little bit about what happened in the world of AI in general this week. And the main purpose of the call is Q&A. So this community is here to help and support each other as we are all going down our AI journey together. If you have questions about something that you're working on, something that you read, something that you heard, it can be a topic that's related to a tool. It can be a topic that's related to something that you're working on and you hit an obstacle. But the purpose of this call is Q&A. So I would like to encourage you, if you have a question, please raise your hand. If you have a question, you can come off mute and just interrupt me. I've got thick skin. I'm from New York. I won't be offended. And we've got our first question in the house. So Steve Herman, longtime caller, first time question.
And I don't know if this is really applicable for this call or not, but I've been trying to create my next video of Hey Jen, and I actually used a green screen so I can then add an element to it in the back. I'm having a hard time getting the element added to it. I just don't know what I'm doing wrong, but I don't know if this is really the venue for that.
No, this is actually a great place to ask that question. If anybody is on the call, I have not played with HeyGen yet, so I'm not going to be the one who can answer that. But if anybody is on the call with us who can assist Steve with, hey, they've used AI, I'm sorry, they've used HeyGen and know how to deal with the green screen element, if you can come off mic and give Steve a hand, that would be great. Steve, I would also encourage you to put that in the question section on the insider community, because there are people that are watching that and reading that and visiting that who are not here on the call with us. Again, that's what the community is all about. So looks like we don't have an answer for you, but I appreciate the question. Please put it in the community under questions and you will get somebody who's going to respond to you. I absolutely almost
I
guarantee
can
that.
jump in with just a little bit of clarity. So it's not a specifically a HeyGen, it's more a green screen technical question.
It's I'm using well, it's really a Descript question actually. I'm using
Script, okay.
Script, so I created the video with the green screen, and I'm finding HeyGen and how to use it and create them. I've done one, but not with a blank screen behind me. I did one of my original recordings I did. I just re-scripted it in HeyGen. So this is actually a Descript question, really.
Okay.
And I've got the green screen behind me. Before I went into Descript and added the green screen, I figured I could start with the green screen and then I could put whatever background I want on it.
So did you go from, hey, I like right now behind me, I've got, plants, walls, shelves and things, and this Zoom background drops it and removes it all. But
Right.
and the first time you did it, you just had your general office set up, and now you went in and actually did a drop cloth, like a real green screen.
I did a green screen like this, like you see my background now, and I recorded me doing at
I
least
see.
2 to
So
3 minutes so
you
that
did a virtual green screen, like a Zoom green screen, and then you used this version of the video to give it to HeyGen, and
and HeyGen's fine with it.
it's
It's
Descript now
script.
that's having the problem?
Yes, Descript, I can't seem to change the green screen element. So it's probably something I should do
Okay.
offline. It's cool.
Is that something that you knew how to do before, or you're just not sure how to use that particular Descript?
No, I've never done it before. I'm trying to create different videos and different things to let people know what you can do with it.
I'll DM you a link that'll help you.
All right, cool. Thank you.
Excellent. All right. Are there any other questions or anything else we can?
I just wanted to update everybody from last night when I was having the issues with Make
Yes.
connecting to my Google. So it apparently it was the profile, because I created a new profile and reauthorized and verified, and now everything's working fine. So
Sweet.
you have to, apparently you, or seemingly you need to be in the same profile that you're connecting to the Google when you're doing that. So if you're
Excellent.
using
Appreciate
make sure you're in your profile that you want to connect to the Make module.
That's
appreciate
how
that.
Google differentiates what user you are. So that's really important. It's really a Google thing. Cool. Thank you.
Excellent. For those who have a question about what Make is, we're going to touch on that in my presentation, because that was our call last night on our automation call. So we'll be getting to that. Terrence, glad you got that resolved. And Dan, what's going on, man?
Hey, good morning. A few months back, I used the product Chatbot Builder to do a chatbot. And I was wondering what kind of the flavor of the day is for our organization. Which product do you use?
I'm gonna throw that to Segovia, because I know that there's several different tools that we've played with. I don't think we have any actual chat bots engaged in anything public facing right now, but what are your thoughts, Segovia?
So yeah, I think this question does come up from time to time. I know with our organization, we have used GHL. So Go High Level has a feature that you can, if you have a GHL installation, you can just train their backend as a chatbot. And we did use that on the website for a while. I think it got turned off some time ago. It needed more training and weren't satisfied necessarily with the results. I've done projects with clients where we use an e-commerce site, and ManyChat is another one that's pretty easy to configure and set up. But there are lots of other ways in which you can configure things. You can actually kind of get a custom GPT or like agents going and set that up depending on how you configure it and running through different programs. I would say that the best place to bring a question like that would be Thursday call. It's sort of in the automation flavor. Or if you put a question out into the community, Andrew, Andrew Nagel has a lot of experience with that stuff. So I know you're in the accelerator. He's going to be a great person to kind of get that question answered.
Great. Well, thank you. Appreciate it.
He could probably recommend 3 that he's had 10 times more experience in deploying and implementing.
Great. Thank you very much.
All right. Jonathan, welcome to the community. Thank you for joining us. The raise your hand feature down at the bottom of your Zoom screen, there's a little heart shape that says react. And if you click on that, you'll see where you can raise your hand. And if you have something that you want to share right now, or you can raise your hand right now.
Okay, well, since you called on me, I'll just speak if that's all right.
Absolutely. Thank you.
So I don't quite get how you move a recording from Loom into a process map created by ChatGPT or one of its similar tools.
Fireworks. This is called this is somebody who was on the challenge and actually was doing, attempting to do their homework. This is love.
How'd you do fireworks? How'd you do that screen thing? That was cool.
Unsuccessfully, I might add, so far.
Oh, these are Apple gang signs. If you throw
No,
them
but
up,
you had little
device.
you had little sparkly things.
Yeah. It's I call them Apple gang signs, but you have to have an Apple device to do it.
Okay.
Yes. So here's the thing. So let me reframe the question. What Jonathan's doing is probably on maybe it was day 1 or day 2 in the challenge. We go through and Chris talks about like how do you actually start documenting processes. And the first thing is go to Loom, like record yourself doing something, a trivial, meaningless task, something that goes in the crap quadrant. And then, you've now got your 5-minute video or your 20-minute video. So then you want to take, I don't know, we have paid versions of Loom, but I think if you're on a trial, you'll get some of the paid features. It'll transcribe everything in your video. So you grab the transcript and you head over to ChatGPT, and then you give it a little bit of primer, which is a prompt. If you were in the challenge, or if you weren't and you're watching this now, you can go to smartcuts.io, and there's actually a smart cut specifically doing this. So Jonathan, just tell me, did you follow along in the tutorial in the smart cut, or were you just kind of freewheeling on your own?
The second one.
Okay, you're freewheeling.
I was trying to listen
recommend
and watch.
Go download that smart cut, because it'll not only will it kind of walk you through the step-by-steps, that you need to do, but it'll actually give you the exact prompt. You can copy and paste that. If you have a Prompt Vault account, it'll on the back page of the smart cut, it'll link you directly to it, and then you can just fill in your information and then paste that into ChatGPT. Now you're essentially giving a primer prompt with the entire whatever, couple 100-word transcript from your Loom video. And that prompt is essentially saying, okay, ChatGPT, here's what I want you to do. I want you to act like somebody who really knows how to do whatever this task is. And I want you to detail step-by-step everything that's being covered so that we can create an SOP out of that. It's then going to give you a nice bulleted list of 1 to 30 items, depending on how long your video is. And now you can take that, you can, as the human in the loop, you can add your 10% of augmentation, and you can sort of tweak it and say, okay, that step we're actually missing something. It didn't catch it, or, that's kind of redundant, or anybody who's doing this would have schema and we don't need that level of detail. You fine tune it. And then again, if you were on the challenge on I think it was day 3 or 2, I also recommended another smart cut, which we have on that same page right now. It's still up there, which has to do with mermaid.js, or mermaid.live is actually the URL to get there. And you can then take that smart cut or that initial output from ChatGPT, feed it into a second prompt, which is provided there. And that prompt will actually allow you to convert all of your 20 or 30, steps into a syntax language that that Mermaid knows how to use. It's like a markup language that puts everything in a nested function. And then Mermaid will actually draw out a full flow diagram with like, here, this step, and then, follow to that step. And okay, wait, you need to check with something. It'll draw out the map for you. It's napkin version. It's not like super fancy, but you can even color code it and things like that. And then now you've got not only an SOP, but you have an entire flow diagram of whatever this thing is that you're trying to document. So for anybody that has, not done both of those things, you probably heard me talk about it before, but I would certainly encourage everybody to actually go and play around and see what Mermaid is capable of at that next tier. Because when we're thinking in AI and we're starting to like document and augment things, this becomes really helpful. And as Chris always likes to say in the challenge, it's great when you're actually training a Loom video on how to train your team, how to make Loom videos, how to make SOPs. It's kind of meta, but when you start to get the team involved in doing this and documenting their process, you're not the only one doing it. You can exponentially, start to put together how to systematize and automate your business.
And what is, Segovia, is it mermaid dot what?
Mermaid.live is the URL, but there's a bunch of different ways. Like I think the language is like mermaid.js, but I think the URL is mermaid.live. And again, if in that same, so there'll be a second smart cut on the page there where you can download that specific tutorial. I think it's on the bottom row.
Okay, I'll check it out. Thank you.
Yeah. Great question.
Excellent.
And
Thank you for asking that.
welcome. It's good to see you in the call here today.
Yeah, absolutely. Welcome.
Being new, I'm glad that my question wasn't a total dud.
No, absolutely not. That's what this call is about, because if you have a question, somebody else probably has a similar question, or it will trigger somebody thinking about something and go, oh yeah, I need to figure that out. So that's what this call is about. That's what this community is about. Any other questions that we have right now? Going once, going twice. All right. So just a couple of quick announcements. I want to congratulate the most active members in our AI Insider community. We have 2 people who are anchoring the top 2 spots. So Tina and Terry continue to be outstanding participants in our community, sharing, giving, answering questions, providing comments, just engaging. We also want to welcome Chris Lannon, who has now joined one of the top tiers of participants in our CAIO community. This has no bearing on anything. You're not going to get like a prize that we're sending you. It's really just recognition for people who are engaging and sharing, and it's validation and indication of how important our community really is. And the community is probably the highest value component you will get from being involved with Chief AI Officer, being in the community and the AI Insider program. So I want to mention that we just did have a challenge. As Segovia mentioned, we do this about every 4 weeks or so. I don't know if we have the date for the next challenge set up or not, but if you were in the challenge and want to watch the replays, great. If you were not in the challenge and you would like to see the recordings of the challenge for free, please join our AI Insider program. And one of the things that you get in there are all the recordings from the challenge. On day 1 of the challenge, it was an intro to generative AI and the exact tools that you need. On day 2 of the challenge, it was crafting your AI strategy and kind of what your implementation roadmap is going to look like. And day 3 of the challenge was the opportunities for you. Even if you are in our community, the challenge does get updated with kind of real-time content. So if you watched it 2 months ago, maybe go back and visit it again. Maybe you'll pick up a golden nugget that was something that you hadn't seen before. So again, it's worthwhile to please join our AI Insider community. I keep mentioning it just because there's so much value there. The recordings of the challenge are in there, and you can check that out. We have a new part of the call on Friday that I added a few weeks ago called Wins of the Week. So these aren't necessarily questions, but I'd like anybody in the community, if you have a win related to AI, if you had an aha moment on something that you wanted to share, if you nailed a deal, if anybody's got wins to share, now's the time to do it, please. Nobody's got wins this week.
No, I think I have a win.
All right, Dawn.
So I know I've been talking about this. I'm an executive director for Dry Cleaning Association, and but I love this. And so I created a masterclass for the dry cleaners. So on the 10th and on the 17th, I unleashed my first like intro webinar to try to get interest so that people will sign up for the masterclass, and then we could just move on, because I see a big need in my industry. So my first, it was the top attended and top signed up for webinar that we've ever had. And it's a small industry. It's a, we're small. And I had like 40% actually show up live. And then about 11% came in and said, can you send me the replay? And I've had 7 signups for the masterclass. So for us being as small as we are, that was a big win.
That is a huge, huge win, Dawn. Congratulations for that. Thank you for sharing it. It goes to show and indicate what the need is in the marketplace, that people are hungry and they're looking for this content, they're looking for this information. And as soon as you start talking to people about it, they're going to lean in and they're going to say, oh, you know about that? Tell me more. What's going on? So all you got to do is just talk about it. You don't have to profess to be an expert. You just have to engage people, and because you're here on this call, you probably know more than a lot of people that are out there. So excellent way to leverage what you're doing here, Dawn. Thank you for sharing that. It's easy. It's literally just go out and talk about it. So sweet. Thank you. Love to hear how that progresses and what kind of traction you get with that as you continue on. Steve, what's up, man?
So I've got my local chamber has agreed to allow me to speak to the membership. There's over 600 people in our chamber, which is kind of good size. If we get 35, I'd be happy, but it doesn't take much to get many to want to hear more. And I also got approval from Scaling Up, the company themselves, to allow me to talk to all the other coaches about how I use AI in my Scaling Up practice and how they can use it as well. So I'm hoping to get some good work. I got 2 calls set up right now.
Can you give us a 10-second, what is Scaling Up?
So Scaling Up is a methodology and the 4 decisions we all have to get right in order to grow and scale our companies. That's people, strategy, execution, and cash. Right people in the right seats, doing the right things, holding themselves accountable. You want to have a good strategy, your core values, your purpose, your brand promise, your X factor, all of that together. Execution is all about meeting rhythms and executing and measuring, like the KPIs and metrics, and cash, because that's your oxygen. That's what keeps your company running. So it's really taught by Vern Harnish, or it's created by Vern Harnish, who's the creator of YPO and EO. And it's really all about getting your company set for growth and scalability.
Great. And you've been in that program for quite a while, so you're certified, or you're a coach in the Scaling Up community.
I am a certified Scaling Up coach.
Certified Scaling Up coach. Excellent. Thank you so much for sharing that. Thank you for the win. I need to set up a call with you about the affiliate question you asked me in Circle the other day, so I'll be reaching out to you and we'll have that conversation. Excellent share. Thank you so much, Steve. Jonathan, you're back on the screen.
Yeah, I didn't think about this as a win until some of the other people talked, but just based on, so I'm a neophyte in this whole thing from an engineering perspective, but just the little that I've come across and been able to communicate so far, I've already been asked to be the keynote speaker at one industry conference. It's truly a case of in the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king in that regard. But in truth, the second, I have a meeting on Monday with a guy who runs a local consulting company that's been wanting to start an AI practice and wants to start just with how do you approach strategy. So, and I don't, money isn't everything, but he's going to pay me $200 an hour for any part thereof that I talk to any of his customers. So that's pretty much, which I feel kind of like I'm taking advantage of people because I'm not really an expert. But again, in the land of the blind. So
You're further along the journey than many people because you're actively engaging in leveling up your education, getting your brain around what's going on in the world of AI. And again, just
Yeah.
talking to people will surface opportunities. So those are excellent. Love to hear about more of those.
And just to
Thank you for
dovetail on that,
sharing.
here's the one thing we can all probably shake our heads and say, yeah. There's no way that any one single person in here can know everything, right? We're all going to be, whether we're going after small,
True.
medium, or enterprise level clients, we're always going to be faced with, I don't know the answer to that. But it's not about, it's about who right? How you don't have to know the how, you have to know the who, and how do we get that stuff done? Where do you go looking for the answers? So I think we're whether you're just stepping on, and then the other part is the community here. You can always feel confident that whatever your challenge is, you can bring it here, you can post it in, and somebody else is going to have come across the answer, or tripped on that same problem at one point or another, and is further along in the journey and can help throw you a bone when you need one. So
Yeah, absolutely. The community is amazingly supportive, and it gives you the opportunity to go into situations, be confronted with a question that you may not have an answer to, and honestly say, I'm not really sure about that, but I'm part of this amazing network of AI uh people that are leaning forward in the AI space really hard. So let me take that to my network, and I'll get back to you with an answer in 3 days. And you'll be able to do that quite easily. So thank you so much for sharing that. Dawn's got a comment. Don't let imposter syndrome hold you back. Yes, excellent point. We do know more than most people that are out there. We're in the bubble. We're in the AI bubble. We're talking about it. We're sharing it. We're participating in these calls. We're working to increase our education. So to us, a lot of this stuff, as you go down this journey, gets easier and easier. But we are so much further down the path than most of the people that are out there. And I'm going to touch on that and something else in a minute. But yes, sir. How are you? You're up.
Right. Do you hear me, Lee?
Yes, perfectly. Thank you. I didn't know who iPhone 328 was. Now I do.
Yeah, sorry about that.
That's okay.
Uh, yeah, this is going to be a small win, I say. It's not a big win, or I wouldn't say it's a win, but still, let me give you, what happened today. Every Friday, I live in New Jersey, where near to Princeton. So Princeton Library, they host 2 hours meeting for the people who are looking for a job, or they are looking for switching the job. So it's called PSG, Mercer County. So I came here today, attended the meeting that specific topic, and the final last, everybody needs to introduce 2 minutes, 5 minutes to introduce themselves, what they are doing, what they want to do. So when I get my chance, then I explained what we are doing, and all those things. They said they started asking which company you did certification and all those things, and almost 25 people attended. So everybody was excited, and I explained that I can teach, I can able to help their business if anybody business owners. So it's a great time today that I had in the morning. It's just now I finished. I was walking out of the, you see my name tag also with me. I just came directly. That's why I was late here. So I just wanted to see, everybody's asking me about the card and other details that they wanted to talk more. It's kind of a good, connections. So I connected most of them with the LinkedIn. So I'll be connecting with them, probably Meetup or some other meeting. I'm going to connect with them. Then I'm going to start here. So let me stop here. This is a quick from my side. So I don't know whether it's a small win or not win or step to win. I don't know.
It's a total win. It's a total win. And Raj is on the call, and I see Raj smiling as you're sharing your experience. Raj shared with us last week or the week before that he went to an event.
2 weeks ago, I had that, an event. What can an event do? So I think, guess Karan had it today.
Yeah, Raj basically went to an event and got there and looked around and read the program agenda and kind of said, oh, maybe this isn't really what I thought it was, and maybe I shouldn't spend my, I don't want to say waste my time, but spend my time being here. He decided to stay, and it ended up being hugely beneficial. So, yeah, you just need to get out there and say,
Uh,
talk about it a little bit, and it's like moths coming to the light. People will come to you.
as the continuation, I'm trying to put, few things like a business card and website, and they gave us so many other information. Also, the organizer, they're asking me to invite, planning to invite me to talk based on the availability. That's a good thing, and few connections that I got, like uh, local Princeton Chamber of Commerce and local score lead, so that I can directly talk to him to arrange to meeting with the team based on the availability. There's a lot of things happen today. So
Perfect.
thank you.
Excellent. You're out there doing it, man. Proud of you. Bring back the wins and continue to share with us. Anybody else have any wins that they'd like to share?
Definitely. And the other thing is, I want to promote, obviously they're asking, where did you do certification? I was, giving, cheapairs.com. So definitely we will bring few people to here for certification and so forth.
Okay, so this was on my call schedule for today, but I really wasn't going to jump into it too much, but I will share with everybody. That's not what I wanted to share. Those are my meeting notes. Let's try that again. There we go. Okay, so we do have just want to share real quickly with everybody. We do have an affiliate program. So if you're new on this call, if you're going out and you're putting yourself in situations where you're talking to people and you're sharing what's going on in the program, we do have an affiliate program, and this is a way for you to earn money on people that you talk to, that you share your affiliate link with, who then come in and enroll in the program. The affiliate program pays up to a 30% commission on people that sign up for the certification program. We have other things like the AI Insider and some other things that are coming that are not part of the affiliate program right now, but there will be additional things that we add to this down the road. But this is a great way for you to enthusiastically talk about what you're excited about, which is AI and this training that I'm doing and this great community that I'm a part of. And when somebody says, that's cool, how do I join that? Or where can I learn more about that? You can give them your affiliate link. You can share that with them. And then if they join and they come in and they become part of the certification program, you get to share in that revenue. So keep that in mind as you're out there talking about stuff. And it's a great way to pay for your own membership in the program and go forward from there. So I wasn't going to bring that up, but based on what you just shared, it was good to have that conversation. I run the affiliate program and business development for Chief AI Officer. If anybody has any questions about the affiliate program, please email me directly. It's Lee at chiefaiofficer.com, Lee at chiefaiofficer.com. Reach out to me. Happy to answer any questions about how the affiliate program works, help you out getting it set up, and go from there. So appreciate that very, very much. Thank you. Again, 14-day trial used to be $1. We've slashed that. We burned that price to the ground. It's now free. So if you want to sign up for the AI Insider program, get a peek behind the curtain, look inside our community, get access to Prompt Vault, get access to Smart Cuts, get access to the challenge recordings, get access to everything we offer with the exception of the certification program. You get access to absolutely everything except the certification program. So check that out. We do have actually a couple of quick questions here. So, yep, Mike, what's up, sir? You're muted, sir.
There we go. Sorry. Just a question about the affiliate program. Is there also a possibility to have affiliation to the service program? Because I'm rebuilding my site at the moment, and at the moment I'm sending to the readiness test. But there could be some possibilities for this. You know what I'm talking about? The service
Sure.
program with Ashley.
Reach out to me, Lee at chiefaiofficer.com. Be happy to jump on call and we can explore that.
Okay.
The answer in a word is yes.
Good.
Yes, we are always looking to help get the word out, to expand our reach, to expand our voice, to project it louder and further, and get more people involved. So yeah, please reach out to me and I would look forward to having that conversation with you. Mr. iPhone 328, yes, you're back on the line.
Well, yeah, that's an accident. I already, sorry, remove my hand away.
Okay,
Drive
put your hand
safe.
down. Put your hand down. Um,
I'm on the phone. I was driving home. Sorry about that.
Okay.
I'm
Segovia or Tina. Yeah, great. All right. So, part of the call today is to talk about what calls happened in the chief AI officer world. Again, if you're new here, we have a call every day of the week. These are live calls. They're mostly led by fellows who are in our program, and they happen every day of the week on different topics. So this is just going to be a high level overview of what those calls were this week so that if you missed them, hey, that sounds interesting. Let me go catch that and take a look at it. Or if you missed a call and I give an overview of it and you go, yeah, okay, that's not really interesting to me or aligned with what I'm doing. Not a big deal that I missed it. So we are inside the community here right now. So if you sign up for our AI Insider program, this is what our community looks like. There's access to, as I said, everything, Smart Cuts, Prompt Vault, the recordings from the challenge. So here's the 3-day challenge recordings. You can go right here and take a look at it. I'm sorry, there's the recordings here. These are the recordings from the August challenge. So the recordings for the challenge that happened this week are getting processed and will be up here shortly. So peek behind the curtain in terms of what we have going on here. And let me get back to the video vault. So let's talk about
the
real
challenge
quickly.
videos are still up on YouTube or on, well, everywhere, YouTube, Facebook.
Yes, the challenge, the challenge recordings for this week's challenge are still up on YouTube and Facebook. They will be there live until Sunday at midnight, and then they come down. And the special offer that we made for the certification program was made on the 3rd day of the challenge. So if you'd like to go check out what that offer is and you'd like to take advantage of that offer, you have until Sunday at midnight. Okay. Not sure where we're having an issue here. I just may have
Look into
some.
that one.
It's probably on my browser, Segovia. I wouldn't worry about it. I've got some memory weirdness happening. But the Monday call is real world AI tools and their use cases. This class is taught actually not by Andrew, who used to run it, but he's focusing on our accelerator program now. But the course is actually taught by our co-founder, Chris Daigle. And he'll be running the call going forward. So what we did on this call, it was a truncated call. It was a half hour because Chris had to jump and go get ready for the challenge, which was starting shortly after this call. But we took a bit of a dive into a tool called Superhuman, which is a productivity tool for managing your email. And Chris is somebody who just has way too many email addresses, way too many inboxes, and was just really drowning in it. And the Superhuman tool is very AI driven. It helps with inbox organization, email summarization. It is a paid tool. Unfortunately, there's not a free version available for it. But when you look at the email productivity statistics here, and we can all resonate with this, where how many hours are we all spending collectively in email every day? I had a great reminder of this. I worked for a company once. There were about 200 people in the company, and somebody had sent out an email to everyone in the community, in the company, about a motorcycle that they were selling. And I remember the business owner's head kind of exploding, kind of going, "Do you know how much productivity you just cost me?" So if you have 200 people that spend 2 minutes opening and looking at that email from somebody that has nothing to do with work, and you multiply how many man hours that is, that's why companies don't let you blast out emails to everybody when you have a motorcycle to sell. So Superhuman, we touched on that on Monday. Probably there'll be a part two call having to do with Superhuman coming up. Chris alluded to that. On Tuesday, we had our prompting essentials call. So again, a call every day of the week. We kind of focus in on different things each day of the week. This call is led by our Chief Product Officer and Chief Operating Officer, Segovia, who is on the call with us. Raise your hand, Segovia. So in this call, this was a continuation of the chain of thought prompting and reasoning process where you're basically breaking things down and getting the model, whichever model you're working in, to break the process into smaller chunks, work on this part, work on that part. There's a great uh, thing that Segovia shared, which I'm going to throw in the chat here. This was a big takeaway for me. As an instruction to the model, let's work on this step by step. Take your time. You've probably seen people where they've said, "Yeah, I've told the prompt to take its time, to think about it, take a breath," things like that. So the chain of thought reasoning process, this was a continuation of that. We did an interactive example with this with Segovia on the call where we all had Prompt Vault open and we were working on our prompts while he was working on his prompts. And just for real quick share, if you don't know what Prompt Vault is, because we keep talking about it and mentioning it, this is a part of your subscription in the AI Insider program, or if you're a certificate candidate. Prompt Vault is an amazing tool for building prompts, for organizing prompts, and for optimizing prompts. So if you are interested in learning more about Prompt Vault or getting your own Prompt Vault account, if Segovia, you could throw the link in there for that for people who don't have a Prompt Vault account and would like to get one, I'd appreciate that. So Segovia's call again on Tuesday had to do with prompts. And again, all the calls that we have are interactive. It's not just someone who's teaching something. So whether it's Chris's call or Segovia's call or anybody else's call, there's a lot of interactivity that happens during the course of these calls. It's not just a talking head, so to speak. So that's on the Tuesday prompting call. On the Wednesday call, where'd the Wednesday call go?
Lee teaches the Wednesday call. Oh wait, that's Wayne.
That's Wayne.
That joke got old.
Okay, so we've got Chris anchoring on this call for some reason, Segovia. So you want to?
Oh, is that the Wednesday call? It shows up as Lannon.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll fix that. Thanks.
Fix that, please. Okay, so we have a call on Wednesdays, which is called the AI Consulting Blueprint. This is a nuts and bolts call about if you are a coach or a consultant and you want to add AI products and services to the people that you're serving. We talk about that here. If you are looking to uh, leave your work environment and go start up a new business and be a coach or a consultant in the AI space, we talk about that here. We talk about how to get leads, how to engage with people, what your sales proposition is going to be. This Wednesday's call was really fun. It was really interactive. There were a lot of comments and questions and answers that were going back and forth. This is being taught by Wayne, who's another fellow in our program. Wayne owns an agency and he is out there on the street every day making his business happen. And he's working and talking with people. He's bringing that knowledge back to us and sharing it with us in real time. So these calls aren't theoretical. These calls are application. How do you use this stuff? And Wayne's out there talking to people and bringing back to us what's working, what's not working, talking about email outreach, talking about how to target specific niches or niches, depending on how you want to look at that. This was a great call. Again, just really an engaging, interactive call with a lot of people bringing questions to the conversation and engaging with what was going on. So if you are looking to build an AI business, if you're looking to expand your business and get into the AI space, the Wednesday calls address that, and that's what we talk about. All righty. The Thursday call, which is not up here yet, so the calls get processed and posted to the AI Insider community, typically within 24 hours. So the Thursday call, this is our AI workflow and automation call. And just to show you, this is the Thursday call last week, but this is taught again by another fellow in our program, Chris Lannon. Chris Lannon is an expert in automation and process mapping and converting process mapping into automation flows. So the call yesterday was about a platform that we've been using and talking about in previous calls over the course of the last number of weeks called Make. So Make, M-A-K-E, is the name of the platform. If you're familiar with Zapier or you've heard about Zapier, Make is a platform like that. It's, as Segovia says, one of those things that's the glue of the internet. So every application these days has an API. So what applications like Make and Zapier and a whole host of others do is basically, without having to know the code and get into the weeds, how do you connect these different applications? If I'm in HubSpot and I need to update something in a Google Sheet, Make can help me do that. It's how do you connect all this stuff together? So last night's call was really interesting and engaging because Chris took us into how do you set up Make? How do you start a scenario? How do you get your ChatGPT account connected to Make? How do you get your Google account connected to Make so that you can interact with Google Sheets and those kind of things? So again, it was a hands-on, real-world application case. How do you use the tools? How do you apply the tools? It's not theory here. It's, how do we do this stuff? Last week, Chris showed a web scraper scenario of I want to go to a website. I want to, get this information. I want to bring it into a Google Sheet. How do I do that? So that's what the calls were about this week. So again, every day of the week, we've got a call. Monday is our tool call. And Tuesday is our prompting call, and Wednesday is our consulting blueprint call, and Thursday is our workflow automation call. All these calls, again, they're in the AI Insider program. They're in the library for you to go back. If there was a call I mentioned today that you didn't catch, that you went, oh, that sounds interesting, well, let me go check it out. It's in the library. Okay, any questions? Okay. I'm going to go into some news items of things that happened outside the Chief AI Officer community. So there's a fire hose of data that's out there. We're all on this journey. There's podcasts and blogs and YouTube and courses and programs and all that kind of stuff. So we're all drinking from the fire hose. It can seem overwhelming. It can feel overwhelming. I've immersed myself in the AI world since the fall of 2022 when ChatGPT came out, and I still feel overwhelmed to this day. Okay. The purpose of this call is to curate some information for you so that you don't have to be going all over the place. And what we're trying to do is identify some things of, hey, this is interesting. This happened this week. You should pay attention to it. A couple of weeks ago, I mentioned that Oprah was going to have a show where she was going to talk about AI. And her show was titled AI and the Future of Us. So we know that when Oprah, and this was on the ABC television network. So again, we're in our bubble. We're living, breathing, learning about AI all day long. There's this whole world of people out there who, yeah, they maybe have peripherally heard about it, don't really know much about it. When Oprah gets up on stage and talks about something, people are going to sit up and pay attention. So this is just, and I'll put this in chat for anybody who wants to take a look at it. This is kind of an overview of her call, what she covered. Sam Altman, the head of OpenAI, was on the call. Oprah, this is a summary of the call. So from TechCrunch, which is a respected tech publication. So their highlight was Sam Altman overpromises. Their other highlight was Oprah talks about deep fakes. And there was somebody actually from the FBI that was on the show. So we need to be careful, particularly because of what I'm going to show you in a minute. So deep fakes are abounding and happening all over the place. Bill Gates was on the call as well in terms of, how AI is going to disrupt our work life and our life. So if you want to check out that link, look at a summary of the call from Oprah. If it sounds interesting to you, go check it out. One of the things that caught my eye this week, and tags back to Oprah's conversation right here, where she said, I was in a conference room and they showed me how an AI enhanced deepfake can be recorded. And they had recorded a video of me saying things I have never said before and would never say. And it looked like her and it sounded like her. The technology that does that is, and I'm not saying that HeyGen is used just for creating deepfakes. HeyGen is used for lots of very real and valid applications. But what I wanted to share with you is that HeyGen has released a collection of new avatars where they've really evolved beyond just lip syncing to kind of full body dynamic motion. And I'm going to unshare and reshare real quick here, to make sure that I have sound on, because this is spooky. Check this out.
AI avatars are, well, AI. Until now. Meet HeyGen's Avatar 3.0.
Hey everyone, I'm Nick, and I'm excited to show you our new 3.0 avatars. For the first time, our avatar facial expressions and voice tones are dynamically generated to perfectly match the script. Let me show you what I mean. Here's my avatar with a calm tone. I am a feather, blowing in the wind. Sounds quite natural, right? Now, check out how serious it can be. I have a very important announcement to make. From now on, wearing hats is mandatory in the HeyGen office. And it can even sing while looking completely natural.
Keep smiling, keep shining, knowing you can always count on me.
Could Could you tell those clips were powered by AI? Well, guess what? I'm an avatar too.
So moderately scary, seriously impressive. We use HeyGen in content that we develop here at the Chief AI Officer program. HeyGen has a very low entry point. There's actually a free version of it, and subscriptions to it are very inexpensive. But this is just an example of how good this stuff is getting and how hard it's going to be to really determine synthetic content from genuine content. So that came out and was announced this week. I'm going to finish the call with another really fun thing that came out this week. And this is a product from Google, and it's called Google Notebook. And I'm going to throw two links in here. One is from the Marketing AI Institute. So this is their announcement about Google Notebook. Google Notebook has been around for a little while. And I also want to do a tip of the hat to Chris Lannon, fellow in our community, who posted in the community a couple of days ago about Google Notebook. So I've picked up, my spidey senses picked up on it in two places. So I went, okay, let's take a look at this. So Google Notebook's been around for a little bit, but what they've added is a mind-blowing audio overview feature. Okay. I'm going to play it. And as they say on the Marketing AI Institute podcast, they use analogies, they use filler words. This is the overview. It truly sounds like a real conversation. And you're going to get to hear about that. They commented that it's one of the most impressive products they have ever heard. And there's all kinds of applications, instant expert analysis, personalized learning, time saving, fact checking, and just beyond everything else that's going on. One of the big takeaways for me when I was reading this was that Paul mentioned you have to realize how far ahead the labs that are developing the technology are ahead of us in terms of what they're actually releasing. So if they're releasing Chat-01 from OpenAI that now has reasoning capabilities built into it, you can bet that the stuff that they've got in the lab is light years ahead of even that. If Google is just releasing this audio feature on top of Notebook, you can bet that they've got something that's way better in the lab and that we're going to be experiencing. So this is the link I put in from the Marketing AI Institute. You can also take a look at
I'm blessed I didn't have to sleep on the ground last night.
Okay, don't know where that's coming from. So the release from Google about Notebook LM, where it says it now lets you listen to a conversation about your sources. So we've been able to take context. We've been able to take research papers and things, business reports, put them into any of these or many of these large language models, and then query and ask questions of the data. I'm going to play this for you, and your brain is going to go boom. So what I did was, the Marketing AI Institute did a webinar a while ago on scaling AI use in your business. So I took that webinar, I put it into Descript, I got a transcript of that webinar. I put the transcript of the webinar into Notebook. Now, the first time you put your data in here, it does take a little bit, like, maybe 5-10 minutes to generate an audio overview. So I can interact with this now. I can ask, help me create FAQs, give me a study guide, give me a table of contents of what happened in this webinar, give me a timeline of what's talked about in this webinar, give me a briefing doc. So all the things that you could do with Claude or Gemini or ChatGPT in terms of interacting with your data, that's all still valid. You can still do all that stuff here, but I'd like you to listen to this. And it's basically a 13-minute summary. I'm not going to play all 13 minutes. It's a 13-minute summary of this 1 hour overview. I'm sorry, this 1 hour webinar. It's two people, a man and a woman, talking in a podcast kind of format about what this content is. And right now you can't change the voices and things like that. This is brand new, but take a listen to this and listen to how real this synthetic
All right.
conversation
So
sounds.
today we're really diving into this whole AI in the workplace thing.
Yeah.
And honestly, how do we not just survive, but actually thrive in this whole new world? We've got all these notes from Paul Reitzer's presentation.
Oh, yeah.
And
This guy's
and he's got a roadmap.
he's got a plan, right?
Yes.
Like how to scale AI.
It's actionable stuff.
Yes, he's not just talking the talk. This is someone who has been there,
Right.
built businesses, scaled them. He's got the experience.
Exactly. He's got the scars to prove it.
Exactly. And what I find fascinating is how he can combine that real world experience with what he's seeing across all these different industries.
It's a really unique perspective.
It is.
And it makes his insights really, really valuable.
They really hit home.
Yeah.
And you know, one of the things that struck me right off the bat was that stat he threw out.
Oh, tell me about it.
Nearly 80% of marketers are saying their companies don't even offer AI training.
That's wild. I mean, it explains why so many people feel so behind.
Of course.
And honestly, a little scared. Like, what does AI even mean for my job?
It's a
Mind blowing. Okay. So just the filler words, the banter back and forth, this is just an amazing way to consume content. So I could have watched that 1 hour webinar. I could have, taken the transcript and asked for a summary or a table of contents or a guide or whatever. Now I can just get an audio overview of that content in a very conversational format. And that was all synthetic. Okay. Right now you cannot select the voices. That this is you can change the playback speed, but that's about it. So they give you a lot of caveats here in terms of it's AI generated. There may be, glitches. The audio overviews are not comprehensive or objective views of a topic, simply a reflection of the source. They're only in English at this time. As I said, it takes a couple of minutes to generate these things. You need edit access and you can share the audio overview. So this is version 1. Always remember, whatever tool you're using, whatever language model you're using, is the worst version of that tool or model you will ever use in your life. This stuff is only going to keep getting better. So this is the worst version of Notebook with the audio overview. I can't imagine where this is going to go. This is just, crazy. So yes, this was from a recorded webinar. What I basically did, as I said, is I took the webinar, I threw it into Descript. Descript gave me a transcript of that webinar. I then took that transcript and pasted it into Notebook. And then I asked it to generate the audio overview for me. And that, it took, maybe 5-10 minutes to do that. So yeah, but you can put anything in here. You can put a corporate report in here. You can put research papers in here. You can put anything that you want to hear an overview of. I mean, this is blowing up all over the internet. I want to make sure that everybody had this in front of you today as well. So I have gone over a few minutes. I apologize for that. I really try to respect everybody's time. I know it's one of the most valuable resources you have. I really, really appreciate you spending time with us today. Again, if you're new, welcome. If you haven't joined our community yet, please join. This is the kind of stuff that we're doing and talking about and working on. If anybody has any questions, I'm going to dump my screen share here and get back to all the happy smiley faces. If anybody has any questions, I'd like to open that up to cover any questions. I want to thank Tina for being here. Tina is another one of our fellows. Wave, Tina. She was watching the front door and letting people in. She's also been busy in the chat. So Dawn, I'm glad you were here live as well. If nobody has any further questions, I'm going to wrap it up and just say, hey, thank you, everybody, and thank you for joining us. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. AI on, as they say, and you got to keep AI oning because things are moving in AI time. That's a phrase I kind of coined. I'm sure it's not the most amazing phrase in the world, but things are moving a lot quicker in the AI world than they're moving in the regular world. A day in AI is like a week in the regular world, and a week in AI is like a month in the regular world. So we're in AI time, and we're on a ride, and appreciate you all for being here and being part of the ride with us. And I hope you all have a great weekend. Thank you for being here, and look forward to catching you next week. Stay safe.